So in the last two lectures, as far as the network synthesis is concerned, we discussed the basic properties to realize the synthesis network, Hurwitz polynomial criteria, and the Routh-Hurwitz criteria, in fact, I would say. And then we see that the four methods to remove the poles or the constants so that we can simplify the network. Then we came across the two different methods, that is the Foster form and the Core form, to realize those LC impedance network or the RCL RL impedance function network. Till this point of time, we consider the example of a LC impedance function in terms of impedance function or the admittance function. That means that network is purely a reactive network or participation of the reactive elements, that is the sum combination of LC elements. Whether the transfer function is given in terms of impedance function or admittance function, it's immaterial. Okay, and in that case, how the Foster form 1 and 2 are used to realize or to synthesize those networks. Under the head of today's lecture, now we will see that how the Core form 1 and 2 are used, or the how Core has modified the requirement of the Foster form to simplify the mathematical calculations to realize the equivalent networks. Okay, as far as that LC impedance network is concerned, and other than I'm sorry, LC impedance network, the things are equally applicable to RL and RC impedance and admittance function. Okay, it is equally applicable as far as both the Foster form and Core form is concerned. So today's agenda of our discussion is that utilization of the Core form 1 and 2, CF1 and CF2, to realize the network as far as the synthesis is concerned, to synthesize the network, I say. Okay, so let's see the Core form 1. So to realize a Core form 1, you must remember that again we have to revisit those numerator and denominator polynomials of the transfer function. So I am assuming here that your transfer function is again defined in terms of a admittance function or the impedance function. So for an example, we are considering the impedance function in this particular case. Okay, and we are using the Core form to realize these polynomials. What Core form says that arrange these polynomials of numerator and denominator in the descending order of s. Okay, so that means keep the first as the highest order s raised to n in the numerator or s raised to m in the denominator, and then you slowly move towards the arrange in form of the descending order, that you approach towards the s raised to 0, whether it is a polynomial or the numerator polynomials is concerned, or the denominator polynomial is concerned. That is the condition of Core form 1. Okay. Now, it should be noted that if the order of the numerator is twice n, then for the given function, then the order of denominator is always 1 less, that is twice n minus 1. And in that case, if you have, remember the ladder structure network or the ladder network in case of two-port network, in case of two-port we have discussed, okay, that is nothing but it is the realization of the Core form. But the Core form is actually right now we consider the simplest form of application, and we are assuming that it is for the one port network, as we have seen in all the time, because it is the whole impedance and admittance of that particular given transfer function or network is seen from one end only. Remember, it is either impedance of the whole white box or the admittance of the whole white box, right? So it is a realization in form of a one port network. Okay, so that you can give a return path to the current. Okay, to current, fine, to complete the cycle. Okay, so therefore, if you see here that if the numerator, as we said, that it is twice n, that the denominator will be 1 less, twice n minus 1, and you will arrange the entire network in form of ladder structure. That means z of s is equal to z1s plus 1 upon y1s plus 1 upon z2s plus 1 upon y2s or y3s, and so and so and so. Okay, so that is my way of approach. I would say that z1, y2, z3, y4, z5, y6. Okay, all the odd components are z and even components are y, or as represented in this particular slide, you can say that because you are going to prepare a pair. Okay, so either it is z1, y1, z2, y2, z3, y4, it is up to you. So the combination will be in this next case, that is z1s plus 1 upon y1s plus 1 upon z2s plus 1 upon y2s, so and so. Okay, so in this case, in my previous case, if you are considering z1, y2, z3, y4, in that case L1 is going to represent the impedance function because it will come with as 1 upon C of S is representing the capacitance. So your C1 is equal to 1 upon C1 is equal to 1 upon Y1S, okay, and so and so. So all the impedance are representing the inductive elements, and all the admittance which is across the L network is representing the capacitive network, right? So in that case, if you see, the core form 1 of a LC network can be realized as in this, okay, like if you see the order of the structure, okay, so it is a repetition, okay, that's why it is called the LC network. Fine, it's LC network. So one network is creating from this to this limit, and this is a LC network. Similarly, the same structure is being repeated from over this structure. So the next structure you have been added up to this limit. Clear? Like L2, C2. Fine. The next is L3, C3, 2 till L infinite, C infinite. Understood? Yes. So apply this over this the same example I have considered for your understanding purpose. Your Z of S is equal to S of S square plus 4, S square plus 6 upon S square by 3, S square plus 4. Okay, so I would suggest that you try to solve this particular problem and realize this network or synthesize network using core form. You have 5 minutes of time. So if you see, imagine that you got the solution. If you see the polynomial order of the numerator is one higher than the denominator, so it is satisfy the requirement. Then the pole at is equal to infinity doesn't exist. Fine. So in this case, you can apply the core form 1, and if you are doing so, because in core form 1 says that you are arranging from descending order. So your denominator is s raised to 4 plus 8s square plus 15, and numerator is s raised to 5 plus 10s cube plus 24s. So divide it, apply the continuous fraction expansion, and with this you try to find out the value. So first s is equal to z1, okay, so you apply this. Okay, now I hope that you all must have got the solution, and if you see that your z1 is represented by s, your y1 is representing your s by 2, okay, so your y1 is representing your s by 2, so that means your it is equal to 1 by c. Your all impedance are the inductive components elements, and admittance representing the capacitive element. So your y1 is equal to s by 2, so your c is equal to 1 by 2 of farad. Understood? Because the admittance function, your s is comes in numerator. Similarly, the next is 4 by 7 of s, so your L is equal to 4 by 7 Henry. Next is 47 by 6 s, so it is y2. So that means your c is equal to 6 by 47. Sorry, your c is equal to in numerator, so it is 49, or yes, it is 49 by 6, right? Similarly, the next you can come on your L3, that is equal to 3 by 105 or 1 by 35 Henry, right? So if you arrange in this way, first is L1 is equal to 1 Henry. It comes in ladder structure with 1 by 2 farad. L2 in ladder structure with C2, and the last is the L3, okay, because there is a 0 which is terminating at the infinity, there is a no pole, so in this case it is 1 by 35 Henry. There is a no pole at the infinity, that is being removed, so this structure is satisfying the requirement. This network is satisfying the requirement of core form 1, or in other words, the CF1. So I hope that with this you are able to develop the fundamental requirement of core form 1, that in which circumstances core form 1 can be realized or not, and if it is so, if it can be realized, how to apply the core form 1 to synthesize or to design or required electrical network. Okay. Let's see the core form 2. As we have discussed in Foster form 2 is nothing but it is a dual of the Foster form 1. Similarly, the core form 2 CF2 is nothing but it is the dual of the core form 1. In case of core form 1, we see that the power of the numerator is 1 high as compared to the power of the denominator. So therefore, in core form 2, which is the dual of core form 1, what will happen? Power of the denominator should be 1 high than the power of numerator. Okay. So from here itself, you remember that you can attempt your short question. That is the one of the signature of the core form 2 or core form 1. Okay. If the numerator is at the higher order, apply the core form 1. If the denominator is at the highest order, and it lead by the degree 1, and then the numerator, then in that case you apply the core form 2. So in case of core form 1, all the impedance functions series component are represented by the impedance function, and all the shunt components are represented by the capacitive components, capacitive elements. So in case of core form 2, what happened? All the impedance function should be replaced by the as per the duality property capacitance. So in case of core form 1, all the series component was inductance. So therefore, in case of core form 2, all the series component will be capacitance. In case of core form 1, all the shunt component was the capacitance. So therefore, the dual of the capacitance is inductance. So therefore, in case of core form 2, all the shunt components will be inductances. Right? I hope this is clear. There we got the combination of LC ladder network. Here you will get the combination of CL ladder network in series, if you can say. So you will have a combination of a C1, L2, C3, L4, so and so, or you can arrange in the stage wise, as I've shown in the last slide. So it is C1, L1, then the combination of C2, L2, combination of C3, L3, and so on till the infinity. Okay. So again, I will insist to give you attempt this particular problem and try to find out that whether the core form 2 can be realizable with this network or not. And if it is realizable, then synthesize the network to find out the value by finding the value of all the inductive and capacitive components over roughly 10 minutes of time. So if you see this gentleman, your impedance function you normalize, and in case of core form 1, what the sequence of execution, that you are asked to arrange the numerator and denominator from the descending to the descending order. So here what you need to do in core form 2, arrange in the ascending order. So if you are going to rearrange this transfer function, impedance function, in the numerator you are getting 24s plus 10s cube, right, plus s raised to 5, in denominator 15 plus 8 s raised to 2 plus s raised to 4. Now you see from there this equation that the numerator is one high than the denominators, and you are asked to apply the core form 2. So either in this form you conclude that the core form 2 cannot be realized. Okay, and if you want it to realize, then what modification we need to do? Okay, because the requirement is that the power of denominator should be one high than the power of denominator. So can I get my dual apply the duality property? Yes. So if it is not applicable for the impedance function, let us try for the admittance function. Then admittance y of s is equal to 1 by z of s. Then here you see that the highest order and the lowest order of the numerator and denominator is one high. So now the denominator is power is one high than that of the numerator order. So that means your core form 2, as far as this transfer function is concerned, it can be only realized if for the admittance function, not for the impedance function. Okay. Now I hope that you should approach must be clear, and you will be able to get the answer to it. Okay. So now let's see that whether you are able to get the solution or not. So we converge to admittance function because we have seen that for impedance function it is not satisfying the requirement of core form 2. So core form 2 cannot be realized for this particular transfer function. So we converted to the admittance function, and from here you see that the first component is the C, and all the series component of core form 2 are the capacitance. So first you are getting is your 5 by 8s. Okay, so your and then the next component you are getting, you remember it's admittance function and not the impedance function. Okay, you have defined for the admittance function. So in admittance function is y is equal to L and your z is equal to C. Okay, reverse of the core form 2, because you are defined the core form 2 in terms of impedance function. So in impedance function for z impedance network, okay, series component is capacitance, shunt component is inductance. So if you are realizing in terms of admittance function, what you will do, series function is now inductance and shunt component is now capacitance. So your first is your actually, yes, now I think it's clear that why you have done the mistake. Okay. So now I think you have a sufficient time. You have probably spent more than half an hour for this. Right? Okay, anyway, it's a good exercise. So now you see that your L1 you are getting because your Y1 getting 5 by 8s. So for admittance function 1 by s is the inductance, so you are 1 by L. So therefore L1 is equal to 8 by 5 Henry. Similarly for next is you are actually how much you are getting, 96 by 7 s, right? So your 96 by 7s is actually now impedance function. Yours it is equal to 1 by C1. So C is equal to 7 by 96 farad. Similarly, I would insist that you take your time and attempt it. Now I hope that you got all the values. L2 you are getting 4896 upon 1764. Okay, you simplify it. I am leaving up to you. C2 you must get 126 upon 41616, and L3 you must get 4896 upon 72. Okay, so you arrange in this form because remember it is an admittance function. So the first component you will get the shunt component. Okay, so you are getting L1, then you are getting series component is or the capacitance component because you have to arrange in form of form 2. So it is C1, then L2, C2, and L3. Right. So in this way, you can modify unrealizable function using a particular form, or you can find out that whether the given function can be realized using this particular form of the function or not. Okay. So I hope that this approach would be very interesting for you, and it must be very clear to you or interesting. Okay. So now with this, we have concluded our discussion as far as the LC impedance functions are concerned. So for the next two lectures, we are going to dedicate our discussion over the lossy network, which probably in the 95% of the world or 98% of the world, you can see except some um, restricted applications like space engineering or so, the rest what you see that is actually lossy applications. All the electrical and electronics domain as far as on the earth is concerned is a demonstration of the lossy example, because no impedance network has zero resistance. Okay, that's practically impossible, you can say. Okay, so okay, or cannot be realizable, should not be realizable. Okay, because resistance, you know, that has its own importance, and the presence of resistance should be there, even though it presents the attenuations, okay, or the loss of the power dissipations. Right. So for the next class, now we are going to discuss the RL and RC network. Thank you. Okay, do some exercise relevant to this.